tonight is a night for college football in this great city. The Memphis Tigers, top 25 team with that explosive offense, have come on the road to take on the Houston Cougars in a very big game in this tightly contested American Conference. Well, great football history here at Houston. That nobody better, though, than number 11, Andre Ware, their only Heisman Trophy winner. Andre, who set so many records in his career with the Cougars. And we're thrilled as our guest analyst here on a Thursday night to have one of the all-time greats here with us, Andre Ware. Dave Fleming alongside Andre. Well, and you brought,
a friend with me.
How cool is that?
I get accused of riding around with this baby. I figure we're going to call a game in Houston. Why not bring him along?
Just throw it in the car,
no doubt.
And here you are.
No doubt.
That's awesome. So we got the Heisman Trophy and the Heisman Trophy winner, and a matchup of a couple teams that have played some great games here in the last few years. This has become a rivalry game in this American Conference. You go back 2 years ago, Greg Ward Jr. was hurt. Kyle Postman came in and led the Cougars to a victory. Two top 25 teams, and they won just barely. Came right down to the end. And same story last year in Memphis at the Liberty Bowl, where a game was decided in the very final seconds. Riley Ferguson had a huge game. Anthony Miller, his star wide receiver, they hooked up with 19 seconds left. That's the touchdown that decided it, 48-44. And Andre, I think we expect another game quite like that tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. 2 years ago, I was a spectator watching this game. It was a one-point game. Last year, I actually called this game in Memphis, and it didn't disappoint then. I expect big plays, a lot of fireworks, bunch of explosiveness in this game.
Yeah, a lot of star power. Maybe not a Heisman Trophy winner in this game. That's a pretty high bar to clear, but one of the best defensive players in the country, Ed Oliver, defensive lineman for Houston, has been up and down with the health. Let's check in on the status of Ed Oliver with Laura Rutledge.
Yeah, Dave, Ed Oliver is still dealing with that left knee injury, but when he's 100%, he's dominant. We've seen him obviously give Lamar Jackson a tough time last year. Now, they do have a plan to try to keep him healthy tonight, but he will play, and they say that they're going to try to give him some snaps off, maybe put in some other guys like Nick Thurman and also Emil Fleming. He could go in and spell Ed Oliver at nose tackle. Still, I talked to Ed Oliver right before this game. He told me he's as close to 100% as he has been, and he doesn't plan on taking any plays off. So we'll see how this ends up developing, Dave.
Yeah, that's good stuff, Lauren. Those Memphis and Houston, these two teams have become powerhouses in the American. Navy atop this West division, and the West is so competitive this season. Memphis and Houston, the winner of this game, is in a good spot.
Yeah, it kind of controls their own destiny going forward, with Houston still having to play against Navy later that last game of the season. But this is as competitive as a conference as there is in the country. Three teams being in the top 25 this week.
Yeah, so three teams currently ranked. There have been four different American teams ranked at some point this year. Navy is a very good team, and some of the biggest stars in this league, Ed Oliver, Anthony Miller, the quarterbacks, with a definitive leader of the Memphis offense, Riley Ferguson, and some quarterback controversy here at Houston. We'll talk a lot about that as the Cougars get ready to go on a beautiful Houston night. Houston won the toss. They deferred, so they're going to kick it off, and Memphis will have the ball to start the game. Kind of an angled kickoff and returnable, very explosive special teams, and an ankle tackle of Tony Pollard. The Tigers will have the ball first. Riley Ferguson, who is a great story in college football, started his career at Tennessee, transferred after 1 year, was totally out of football. He worked at a car dealership and then at independent fence distributors, making fences in a year off. Finally went to junior college, caught the attention of some recruiters around the country. He'd been a big-time high school player, obviously committing into the SEC at Tennessee. Now he's found a home in Memphis, and the last couple of years has put up monster numbers.
Yeah, Dave, he is a terrific passer. He can make every single throw that you need. A student of the game, just lives in the film room.
There really have not been many stories like him. Anthony Miller drops the first pass of the night from Riley Ferguson. That doesn't happen very often.
No, he is a sure-handed receiver. He's going to make a lot of plays in this game tonight. And we'll talk a lot about Anthony Miller, the chemistry with Riley Ferguson, the quarterback, and that young man right there, one of the best in the country at his position.
Going to go down a record-setting career at Memphis. A little play fake to Henderson, and that pass is initially handled and then dropped. Maybe knocked away Tony Pollard, who's kind of a hybrid running back, receiver, H-back type. Incomplete. It's 3rd and 10.
And they wanted to stay on schedule. Talked to Mike Norvell before the game down on the field, and they wanted to stay on schedule, not turn the football over, and they want to be able to run it during this game to stay balanced. They want to keep balance against this Cougar defense that's known to turn you over.
Ferguson. Some pressure picked up. That throw is incomplete, right over the head of the intended target. So a 3 and out for Memphis. The Cougars defense stands up on the first possession of the game.
Not the start that we're used to seeing Riley Ferguson have. He's right at 60% on the year. Had an outstanding game last week against Navy where he threw 3 touchdown passes without an interception. This is exactly the start that Major Applewhite wanted to see for the Cougars.
Angled punt from Spencer Smith. A fair catch called for right around the 31-yard line by Brandon McDowell. So here comes the Houston offense, which has not been as explosive as we've come to expect over these last few years. Kyle Postma, the quarterback, is going to start the game at that position, Andre, and he's been up and down.
Yeah, when we visited with Major Applewhite and Brian Johnson, they need more consistency out of Kyle Postman. Look for them to try to get him started early. You know, he's kind of a streaky player at that position where if he gets started early, it kind of carries throughout the game. They'll get him something quick in the passing game right here.
They bring a receiver in motion. The Cougars do. And a handoff to Dylan Burden on the left side. He gets the start at tailback. Kind of a two-player committee at running back. Burden and Duke Catalan, who's another talented running back. Gain of just a couple on first down.
One of the guys that they want to touch the football, both running backs, and Catalan, Burden, Lionel Bonner, who's a third down machine for the Cougars.
They have some talent at wide receiver. De'Aaron King also talented. He comes in motion, takes the pitch from Postma, but gets stopped after a gain of a couple. It'll be third down.
Yeah, this young man here is talented on many levels. He said he kind of comes in and approaches the game like a professional. Really prepares and knows exactly where he's supposed to be on every play.
We could see him play some quarterback tonight. He was a great high school quarterback. They want to use him as many ways as they possibly can. That last play counted as a forward pass. So it's 3rd and 6. Postman in the shotgun. The short drop, and that one to King, but the tackle, I think he got stopped short. He did. Nice open field tackle by the Memphis defense. It'll be 4th down.
Just shy, and Major Applewhite's going to elect to play the field position battle here early and try to nail Memphis down inside the 20-yard line here. Be surprised if later in the game you start to see him take some gambles on 4th down. Both these coaches, both he and Mike Norvell, will certainly go for it on 4th down.
Dane Roy is one of the biggest punters I've ever seen. He's 6'7", 240, Australian native. End over end. And Memphis is going to let it bounce. It bounces right at the 10-yard line. That's where it will be down. So that's some good special teams play from Houston on a beautiful night. A shot of campus. I'm sure Andre spent many hours in that classroom studying in his days as a Cougar. Okay, 1. No score. We'll be right back. You're supposed to rub the paw. Yep. Yeah, that's the way you do it.
There you go.
That's the way. I guess you can kiss it too. Rubbing the Cougar paw. Good luck tradition here at Houston, where this football program has taken off again. You guys, Andre Ware is with us here tonight. Great part of their football history. Heisman Trophy winner. Handoff on first down. That's the first run play for Memphis. They went 3 and out with 3 straight incompletions. And they're known, Andre, for their pass game. But that guy, Darrell Henderson, has been tremendous at running back for the Tigers.
A guy that played as a true freshman last year.
Miller, change of direction, got out into the open. A penalty flag throw. The ball comes out. And Houston recovers. Now we'll see what the penalty is as of this moment. That's going down as a turnover.
Pass interference
definitely
on the offense. That penalty is declined. The rules of play. First down, Houston.
There it is, Dave. 2 talented teams, or teams close in talent. Field position, which the Cougs were able to punt and change the field position. Then the turnovers. The team that turns it over the least amount of times. And right out the gate here in the first quarter, the Cougs have the first turnover.
Juwan Hines, the guy who forced that fumble, by the way. Burden will pitch it back to King. Gets to the corner with some help from his quarterback and gets shoved out of bounds inside the 25. Well, they are definitely making an effort to get number 4 the ball.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They told us about 12 touches, and then he may get some time at quarterback, depending on how things are going for Kyle Postman. Oh, there's that press coverage. Boy, it's inviting. Got a big receiver down at the bottom, 6'3" Stephen Dunbar. It's hard to pass up.
Keith Corbin up near the top of the screen along with King. Yeah. Postman instead will swing it quickly to King, who gets a block, but there is Austin Hall, the player Laura was talking about a few minutes ago, the tackle short of the first down.
Nice job of just kind of getting a receiver in space, and 3rd and short a couple of times, 3rd and medium, they've come up just short of it.
This may be 4-down territory. They're not going to need 4 downs to get the first inside the 15. Dylan Burden.
Now with a little tempo of their own, they pick up that first down. They mash the gas.
They got Memphis disorganized here. They will snap it quickly, swing it out to Dunbar, splits the crease, dives for the pylon, touchdown.
There's the pass to Dunbar.
A couple plays later than you thought it might be coming. The turnover turns into the first points of this game. And we'll check to make sure he got in. Is that knee down short of the goal line? Close.
Looks like the left leg, but it never touched. It swings out, but he's still in bounds until it comes down, and then the ball crosses the goal line.
After review, the runner's knee was down with the ball in his possession short of the goal line at the 1/2 yard line. It will be Houston's ball first and goal at the 1/2 yard line. First down.
So they determined that the right knee was down. Your point was, could you really tell? Did it actually touch the turf?
From every look that we've watched, I can't.
And I'm with you. It's not 100%
indisputable video evidence.
Yeah, but they determined that the knee did touch. So now we'll see if Houston can punch it in. Burden, the tailback. They'll give it to Burden. Touchdown. So it took him an extra play. That fumble from one of the best players, not just on Memphis's team, but in the country.
He is chopping to get back on the field to right a wrong. Is Anthony Miller. He doesn't generally put it on the ground, or you throw it in his area. He's usually making plays, so you see the intensity in which he's looking on the field, ready to get back to work.
Caden Novikov, the place kicker for Houston, right down the middle. The extra point is good, and the Cougars take advantage of their defense coming up with a big play. Juwan Hines, who had a monster game last week, this time forces the fumble with the tackle from behind, recovered by Houston. And after the Dunbar pass play, Burden punches it in. Cougars take the 7-0 lead. That kind of thing happens nowadays with conference divisions and unbalanced schedules and weirdness. But Syracuse, Dino Baber's got a little something going on.
Got him going.
Now the explosive kick return game. Henderson out near the 30, tackled there. Let's go downstairs to Laura Rutledge.
Dave, we saw Anthony Miller really frustrated after that fumble, and Mike Norvell went up to him and said, hey, I wanted to review that play. I have full confidence in you. I didn't even think it was a fumble. Telling him he's got to push it aside and move on in this game. He said, we need you. We cannot have you down in the dumps. We need you right now.
Laura, if you have a chance, go up to Mike and tell him it was a fumble.
No doubt about it, there was a fumble, but it's been the chemistry with he and Riley Ferguson. Simple passes that you usually see him complete are falling short. Miller putting it on the ground, just haven't been able to get on the same page.
Yeah, strange start for the Memphis offense. That one to Pollard on the right side. Pollard with a couple blockers ahead. Close to the 35-yard line, maybe a gain of 5.5.
He is a tough player that we mentioned it earlier. Going to line him up in a lot of different spots, both he and Miller.
Pollard, they've targeted 6 times already in this first quarter. Play fake, and that time Miller gets the catch out near midfield.
That's the thing about this Memphis offense, is that they can make a mistake, give up a score, but then they get right back in the flow of things. Tempo wise, they pick up the first down right to the line of scrimmage and right back in your face.
Yeah, that's kind of what Laura was referring to. I think Mike Norvell thought, well, we just need to get him, but make sure he's not disengaged from this game.
Right.
This is a guy, Anthony Miller, last year 95 catches, over 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns. Memphis's greatest receiving season in history. Ferguson, well blocked, rolling out, floats one, and that is caught for a first down and more, all the way down to the Houston 30 by Sean Dykes.
Well, they identified a linebacker in space and tried to attack. As you have a slot receiver matched against a linebacker, even if it's zone coverage, he's going to be a little more fleet of foot than the linebacker out there, and so you're looking for him to find position, body position, sliding inside or out and away from coverage. It's definitely an advantage for an offense.
It's a 20-yard gain to Dykes, his 8th catch of the season. Ferguson, one of those run-pass plays where you run forward, try to get the defense thinking you're going, and that was incomplete. There goes the mouthpiece.
Oh, there it is again. Just not very accurate to start this game, especially out on the perimeters. And this is how Memphis chose to attack this Cougar defense a year ago. It was outside in, trying to get Ed Oliver running laterally to tire him out early in the ball game.
And it worked. They put 48 on the board last year in that huge Memphis win. Ferguson being chased and dumps it short.
Guess who in coverage?
That's true. It wasn't in pass pressure. It was Ed Oliver covering Henderson.
Well, that is just film study on the part of Ed Oliver, recognizing formation and how he's not being blocked to set up a screen pass, and he gets out and disrupts everything.
That was well done by Oliver. 3rd and 10, Memphis. Part of the field where you think maybe a couple downs. Pressure comes, and Ferguson goes down.
6 DBs on the field for the Cougars on 3rd down. This is when they bring pressure. It's 5 or more, and you only have, we'll see him there just kind of rounding the corner, making his way to the quarterback. That's just awesome defense right there. More than you can handle. Going to bring one more than you can handle in protection.
David Ananiu is a true freshman from Arlington, Texas, getting a lot of love on the sideline from his teammates. That punt down beautifully inside the 10, close to the 5. Sean Watson Postma will swing it out right side with some blockers out in front. That's a nice play for some breathing room right near the first down mark for John Leday.
Run that play. You got to have some unselfish receivers that are willing to throw blocks down the field. They got picked up a couple there.
2nd and a yard. Postma, a quick hitter, and that is Linnell Bonner to the sideline. 25 out of bounds there. First down, Houston.
Waiting on Bonner to get himself settled into this ball game. 11 career games with 7 or more receptions.
And you described Kyle Postma as kind of a hot and cold quarterback. He can be streaky.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that it seemed like that last drive on a short field, he looks like a confident guy right now.
He does, and he got going that last drive, but when he thought he had Dunbar for the touchdown, that gave him some confidence, and it's carried over to this point in the game.
You know, confidence, that's a word we have so associated with Houston these last few years. I think this particular Cougars team, they need a boost of confidence, and this win would be a huge one against talented Memphis. So far so good for the Cougars. End of the first quarter in Houston, Texas. 7-0 Cougars. This is the American Conference on ESPN on this beautiful night in one of our country's great cities, Houston, Texas, where they come all dressed up for the Cougars, looking to pull off what, I don't know if you'd call it an upset, but it would be a major win for this Houston team.
No doubt about it.
Memphis in the top 25. These have been 2 of the powers these last few seasons in this American Conference, which has produced a lot of good football. I mean, right now, You don't consider, they're not considered a Power 5 conference, but they are knocking on the door.
It's close, and this would put them right back on course for how they want to finish the season.
Second down. That was well defended by Memphis to set up third down. The helmet flies off of Duke Catalon, so he'll have to come out off the field for this third down play. This drive started inside the 10, a couple first downs. Now 3rd and 7 for Kyle Postma and company.
1 of 4 on third downs for the Cougars. 25% in that category. That's certainly got to get a little bit better.
Their head coach, Major Applewhite, who was the offensive coordinator under Tom Herman. Tom, of course, took the Texas job, so Major takes over. Third down, some pressure comes. Postma takes a big hit, but delivers on target for a first down to midfield. Wow.
Who is it? Mr. Third Down, and Bonner converting, but Postma, sometimes you're going to take some shots like this, and you have to be willing to stand in there. You got the double dip. Bryce Huff arriving at the doorstep of Kyle Postma.
9th play of this drive coming. Houston started at its own 7-yard line. Now they're inside the 40 of Memphis, leading by a touchdown. Early second quarter. Postma hands off, and a nice run by Catalon to get through the line to the 25 and inside the 25 to the 23.
Tyrez Lindsey had to make sure he had the proper angle, and you saw the respect right away for Catalon's speed to go the distance. Had to make sure he had the exact angle to make that tackle.
And he comes out. Burden now in at tailback after the 16-yard gain on the ground. The ground game has been productive for Houston. It has not yet on the Memphis side. Burden, play fake. Postma, who can run a little bit, took a big hit again to get to the 20.
He took a shot.
A guy who has played wide receiver in his career.
Joseph Dorcius, a walk-on from right here in Spring, Texas. Just nailed Postma.
Younger brother of Dorland Dorcius, who is not here on the trip, banged up, one of the top running backs for the Tigers. And Joseph, whose family was displaced from New Orleans with the hurricane so many years ago, came to Houston, and the floods affected their family here in this area. That's a run for Burden up the middle, down close to the 15-yard line, short of a first down.
Converted on the last one. Now they're in some more tempo here.
Third down and 2, trying to expand on their touchdown lead over number 25 Memphis. Dave Fleming, Andre Ware, Laura Rutledge here from Houston. Big game in the American. Postma rolls, throws, first down. Bonner, he's the third down machine.
Oh, excellent pick by Keith Corbin to get Bonner open. I mean, he ran it perfectly. Number 18 is using his body to get Bonner open.
Memphis's defense has not been organized on this drive. Down to the 5, Burden with the carry. It's 2nd and goal for the Cougars. And look at again, the Tigers defense is just not getting even lined up as Houston snaps the ball. Burden, and Houston could not that time take advantage of it.
Still trying to go tempo and want to make sure that you take advantage of downs down here. 3rd and goal. Big down here.
This is the 15th play of the drive. The Memphis defense has been on the field for a long time.
Where you want to make sure you get the big points and not have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Catalon, the tailback, they hand it to him. Catalon fighting for the goal line. He's in. What a run. Touchdown.
That is just sheer determination of wanting to get in the end zone. Great job by the offensive line. They open up a nice little crease for Catalon, and that's 1, 2, 3, about 4 Memphis defenders that he's got to get through or run over to get himself in the end zone. It's a nice run.
You can see why they think he's got so much more upside. That was big time. Extra point is up and good. Houston with the 2-touchdown lead.
Sometimes it's just the unselfish play of guys that don't get a lot of credit. Watch Keith Corbin on the pick right here, number 18. He's the guy that gets Bonner open, frees him up, and then Duke Catalon finishes this thing off for the Cougars, who actually put it in the end zone. They go up 14-0.
Meanwhile, just cooling his heels over on the sideline, Riley Ferguson has been over there for a long while. 2-touchdown lead for Houston. Short kickoff, which is dangerous against this Memphis team. Henderson gets stacked up, though, at the 25-yard line. They got the ball first in this game, so Houston gets it at the start of the second half. This feels like a very big drive for the Tigers. Ferguson with pressure coming, throws, and it is complete to Miller. Wow. I don't know if it was right through the hands of Egbule, the linebacker, but he had a chance.
Looked like he tipped it, certainly.
Miller landed a little awkwardly on that right arm. That one looked like it could have been picked. That was Egbule again in the neighborhood. In the end, it was dropped.
That's another pass from Riley Ferguson that's kind of quacking its way out there, and it really just, you're expecting it to be out in front. It's low behind the receiver.
Yeah, where's the zip?
Yeah.
A guy who's had a 7-touchdown game and a 6-touchdown game against UCLA.
You turn the film on, you're very impressed with Riley Ferguson. Just struggling a little bit tonight.
2nd and 10. Anthony Miller did come back in. That one was on target, right in stride, caught by Patrick Taylor. Stopped short of a first down.
Big 3rd down here for Memphis. Need some momentum before they go into halftime, trying to get on this scoreboard and keep themselves in the ball game.
And they still have not converted a 3rd down all night. Not one. 0 for 6.
Follow Miller, number 3.
Want to make sure your first down gang is all set to go. Hopefully everybody's all right.
He's got off coverage. He can run a hitch route and pick up the first down out wide.
See if Ferguson goes that way. Instead, a handoff, a little stutter step move, but with some power at the end. Patrick Taylor got very close, and they say first down.
Nice job by the offensive line handling Big Ed Oliver inside and maybe into his pass rush. He got run blocked.
I don't think that Houston got off the field. A penalty flag thrown. That pass complete to the tight end Joey Magnifico. So I think that's going to go against Houston's defense and probably be declined.
Illegal substitution. 12 men on the defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Dave, that's hard to do when you have an offense that can snap the ball as quickly as both these two teams. Trying to substitute, especially when the ball's on the far hash, that's a tough thing to do.
And it was that extra few yards from the far side of the field that cost Houston. A first down Memphis. Trying to get on the board before halftime. Ferguson with all kinds of time. Now is going to run with it. Maybe not the bread and butter of his game, but he got a nice positive gain on first down.
He's got just enough wheels. I mean, it doesn't take 4.3 speed to be a mobile quarterback. Just enough when you have deep zone drops as he had there. And a lot of green turf in front of him. Did the smart thing to pick up a big gain on first down to make it very manageable the next 2 downs.
2nd and 4. Ferguson throws toward the end zone. There's Miller, incomplete, knocked away. Nice play on the ball by Isaiah Johnson.
Well, that's excellent makeup speed to get there, and he goes at the arms of Miller so that he can't reel the ball in. That is perfect technique. Instead of going for the ball, trying to make a play on the ball and missing, and it comes down in Miller's hands, he went for the arms of Miller. Once he got there in striking range and raked the arms down so Miller couldn't bring him up to make the catch.
Well, that's a guy who's a converted wide receiver, new to the position. Heck of a play. 3rd and 4. Ferguson throws, intercepted. And going the other way, Garrett Davis with a blocker in front. Davis down the sideline, inside the 20 to the 15.
Davis has been battling injuries all season long, and he just reads the eyes. They've been bringing pressure the last couple of downs. They decide to drop into zone coverage, and he reads the eyes of Riley Ferguson. We'll see him here just dropping into his zone. Ferguson thinks he's gone. He doubles back, and then it's off to the races.
Good hustle by Patrick Taylor, the running back, to save a touchdown for now. But what a turn. Memphis looks like it's going in. Instead, a minute to go until halftime. A chance for Houston to add to the lead. Postma toward the end zone. It is incomplete.
Trying to take the shot, sudden change. Trying to take advantage of a momentum swing. And taking a shot to Keith Corbin. Also rewarding him for that unselfish play he had with Bonner earlier in the game that led to the Catlon touchdown run.
Look who's in at quarterback. De'Aaron King, who takes a snap and hands it off to Burton. So number 4 takes a snap. As everybody says so many great things about this kid, who is a tremendous high school quarterback. And you do start to wonder, well, okay, yeah, everybody loves him so much. He was such a great player in high school. Give him a chance to play quarterback here.
Well, Postman's doing a nice job tonight.
He is.
I don't know that we're going to see much of De'Aaron King at that position.
3rd and 7. Postma play fake, and he double clutched, incomplete.
Boy, he looked the wrong way, Dave. If he goes left, he's got both receivers wide open. It's dealer's choice whether it's Corbin or the other kid. You're going to have a corner route and an underneath right here. Both guys are open right now. That's as open as you get in college football. He chooses to go right as opposed to left and leaves points on the board.
21 seconds to go until halftime. Novikov, 6 of 8 tries. This one from right around the middle of the field, right around the 20. The 30-yard field goal is up and good. Everything going right for Houston, even that. And they will get the ball to start the second half. Memphis not happy with the way this one's going. They trail 17-0 here in Houston. Now, time to send you to studio with Adnan, Joey, and Jesse. What a first half for the Houston Cougars. They lead Memphis here, start of the 3rd quarter, 17-0 just a few moments ago. Their head coach, Major Applewhite, with Laura Rutledge.
Coach, considering the way the second half went last week, what did you tell your guys in the locker room?
Well, just talk to them about playing full 60 minutes. You know, we've played halves. We got to play full 60 minutes. We took the ball away twice, took care of the football, stopped the run. We're good on 3rd down. We need to do the same things in the second half.
How has Ed Oliver affected this game?
He's done well. I mean, I saw 1 sack, and there's obviously been other things that he's done well, but he's playing hard, and we all need to continue to play hard.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we appreciate the time, the statistics. Memphis moved the ball at times. It's not like the total yardage was so lopsided, but the turnovers, time of possession. Memphis scoreless in a first half for the first time in 64 games.
Yeah, I think the 2 turnovers are the story of the first half in this one. Memphis usually doesn't turn it over like this. They're actually excellent in the turnover margin department.
That's going to be a touchback. I think smartly so. So Houston will have the ball up 17-0. Dave Fleming, Andre Ware, and Andre, we come to expect in this rivalry offense, it was the Cougars defense that dominated in the first half.
Yeah, really causing a couple of turnovers and flipping the field position in this one. When you look at it, initially a fumble got all of this started. And it was by Anthony Miller, who a sure-handed receiver. Then it got to be the defense. The sacks started to come here. Ed Oliver getting himself involved in the party. Then you get the big interception and return by Garrett Davis sets up the Cougars. Both turnovers led to points.
And Houston really could make this one tough on Memphis if they could score on this first drive of the second half. Postma The handoff, and that is Duke Catalon. Man, that is good news for Houston, because the way he went to the locker room did not look like he was coming back. Laura, you have an update on Duke Catalon?
Yeah, Duke Catalon has what they're calling a sprained right shoulder, and the athletic trainer told me for Houston that they put him through x-rays, put him through a lot of tests, and said it's just more of a pain management thing because nothing was dislocated, so wanted to give him a chance to play in the second half, guys.
Boy, that's good to see.
He had a true tough guy run for a touchdown in the first half. Play fake to Catalon. That throw in traffic, and the big hit from TJ Carter, incomplete.
Well, I tell you what, TJ Carter is going to be some player. We're going to talk about him for a long time. Almost certainly will be on the freshman All-American team before this year's over.
A true freshman from Nashville. They just rave about his talent level and his ability to learn quickly, get acclimated to the college game. He's become a star right away. Third down, Houston. Memphis with pressure. Postma takes another big hit, and he is down on the turf.
And there's Avery, their best pass rusher. We've talked about Bryce Huff, but now it's Avery, and maybe and arguably their best defender on that side of the ball. He is one heck of a player. Outside linebacker. You'll see him here come free, working against Josh Jones. You don't want to see Postma taking very many shots like this.
That one hurt. Postma is wobbly as he's coming to the sideline. Maybe an equipment issue. The punt from Roy was a short one. Fair catch outside the 35-yard line. Memphis needed that badly. The first play for Memphis in the second half, the completion to Mayhew. And Laura referenced it when she talked to Major Applewhite. Houston last week, now look, they didn't play great, but they had a lead at halftime against an overmatched Tulsa team, and they ended up getting blown out.
60 minutes of football, and Major hit on that as well.
Handoff for a short gain on second down to set up third.
There's a lot of time left in this game when 17's not enough. You often hear me say that there's no such thing as too many points in the first half of a football game, because there are comebacks all the time. 17, you're just getting started.
Memphis averages 40 a game. Little shoulder fake. Ferguson going deep into coverage. It is incomplete. Now there is a penalty flag much shorter. There was some contact on Anthony Miller. The penalty I don't think came where the play was, although there could be the hat got thrown, so there could be a second penalty.
Pass interference. Defense number 2. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Khalil Williams. It's called for the pass interference.
Holding. Defense number 18. That penalty is declined. 15-yard penalty will be enforced. First down.
They forgot to announce both of them. You got to clean that up. I mean, there was a flag on the field and the hat on the field, so everybody's wondering why. There were 2 penalties.
Take the big one, the 15-yarder. He just ran out of stuff. He threw his flag and then had to throw the hat with it.
Down the middle, it is caught inside the 5. That's Kadarian Jones.
When you barely get your thoughts together and the ball snapped and it's down the field.
And speaking of, quickly to the line of scrimmage, first and goal, ready to go. Patrick Taylor in the backfield. They're not going to hand it to him. They'll throw it toward Miller, incomplete.
You had him out there. They're showing zero coverage where everybody's coming. You got the one-on-one matchup that you want. Your best receiver, the guy you have all the chemistry with down in the red zone. Anthony Miller knew that they were thinking about going there.
Second and goal. Ferguson, handoff up the middle, fighting, and touchdown. Patrick Taylor, Memphis. This high-powered Mike Norvell offense is finally on the board.
And just like that, they're right back in the ball game. A quick score. First, credit the defense for getting off the field. And then quick strike by the offense, and they're right back in this thing.
And you know, in the back of the minds of a lot of these Houston fans,
Last week's creeping in.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
This has not been a great second half Houston team. And especially last week, extra point up and good. Well, Memphis forced the 3-and-out on defense, got the ball back, and gets in the end zone for the first time. Taylor, the tailback, with some extra effort. Tigers on the board at 17-7. Well, of course, I don't need to tell Andre where. That's the library here, the main library on the campus.
I did get there a few times.
You made it there?
No doubt.
Okay, good. Big game in the American Conference. Big game. Number 25 Memphis on the road against a talented Houston team that has not played quite as well of late. Houston's looking for a big win to kind of get their season turned back around. Memphis, meanwhile, has some big dreams. I mean, if they win this game, they have their eyes set on something even bigger.
Well, you saw Mike Norvell going into halftime. He didn't panic whatsoever, feeling like this game had a lot left.
And I think he was proven right the way those first two possessions went. I mean, Houston's defense just totally dominated the start of this game all the way through the first half. But a 3-and-out for the Houston offense and then an immediate touchdown for Memphis feels like a completely different game. So Kyle Postma and the Houston offense back to work. That swing pass out to the tailback Burton for a first down Cougars. Postma was spitting blood after taking a hit on third down last possession. Laura, you got any info on Kyle?
Well, he's dealing with a cut tongue, Dave, and other than just the discomfort that those of us aggressive eaters could relate to, he's fine. He's back out there.
When that loaded mac and cheese comes, sometimes you just can't resist.
No doubt.
Handoff Burton, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Well, Kyle Postma, there's been a lot of controversy. Remember, Greg Ward Jr. had such a decorated career. Not quite Heisman Trophy level like my partner tonight, but Greg Ward was a great player.
He was in the conversation.
He was.
Early in the season and played some outstanding football, played hurt a lot. And not a lot of people knew that. He was a tough player.
And the drop-off has been significant. It has hurt this Houston offense. Postma generally tonight has played well.
We're talking about losing one of the better playmakers in the country in Greg Ward.
Burton squirts through. That looked like a short gain. It turns into a big game, almost to midfield.
A nice tough run by Burton, breaking tackles. You can't bring this guy down. He's only 200 pounds, but arm tackles won't do it.
Big first down for Houston. De'Aaron King comes in motion. They're going to fake it out to King and throw downfield into some coverage, but what a catch. What a catch by Linnell Bonner.
When you throw it in his area, he's going to come down with it. He's got excellent hands. Talked about the catch radius of Anthony Miller. Well, Linnell Bonner is equally as impressive.
Jonathan Cook in coverage looked like he had the better position to go get the ball. And that changed in a hurry. So first down to the 15 after that 24-yard play. Catalan handoff left side. Trying to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, this has been a nice answer in terms of the drive being orchestrated by Brian Johnson, the offensive coordinator, Kyle Postma, and the rest of this offense in response to Memphis going down and putting some quick points on the board. Not only are they driving with positive yards and plays, but eating up some time as well and shortening this game.
See if they can finish it off in the end zone. You can get a first down. Houston can at the 5. They're going to hand it to King. The quarterback will throw. Incomplete. I thought that was going to be a catch. That was a good delivery to Keith Corbin. He just couldn't hang on. Maybe the defender got a hand in there.
Yeah, he's the team's deep threat, one of the fastest players on the team, and it's a nice spiral by a guy that doesn't get a whole lot of reps at quarterback. Dropped it in there just perfectly. Right on the money. I mean, you can't throw it any better.
The high school quarterback who's playing wide receiver with the log jam at the position showed off the arm there. That should have been a touchdown. So now third down and 10. Postma's going to try to run. Postma will get shoved out of bounds. It's going to depend on the spot, and they've spotted him a little bit short. Not much.
Wouldn't surprise me at all if Catalan carries the ball here and they go for it. Big back down in this area. Remember the run that impressed you so much? It was right about this area.
It was a 4-yard run but it just was so powerful. They need a half a yard maybe here. Postma, handoff Catalan, first down. First and goal, Houston.
Boy, you love his body lean. Just the pad level going forward, where if you engage, you're going to fall forward.
And you saw Major Applewhite. He wanted them to go fast. That was almost a disaster.
Yeah, it looked like Postma saw the end crash down in Jannard Avery and wanted to pull it out and walk in the end zone. Had he pulled it, he would have walked in.
That was an anxious moment, though, I think, where who has the ball? Does anybody have the ball? Second and goal for Houston. Catalan again, touchdown. What an answer from Houston.
No doubt, took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, you get a 3 and out, give up a quick score, and then you're asked offensively, hey, we need to respond. Well, what a way to do so.
13 plays, 80 yards, all the bad vibes of what happened last week. Houston just basically collapsed in the second half. They give up that immediate touchdown here in the second half tonight, but answer with 7. And maybe dodging a bullet there inside the 5. That exchange was a little dicey. The play before the touchdown. Whoa, hang on. He did, kept possession, and one play later, it looked a lot easier. Catalan walks it in. Houston opens it back up against Memphis. Ed Oliver and many of his Houston teammates, who themselves were impacted in so many different ways by Hurricane Harvey, pitched in big time to help all the folks in need, and so many people involved with this program were impacted. James Casey, the tight ends coach, he's got a ways to go to rebuild things after maybe 12 inches of water flooded into his house. David Bassett, who does a great job as the sports information director. Look at the project they have to undertake, because the water came 2+ feet up all through the house. There is James Casey, and it's not just the two of them. It is so many folks all through this area. Andre, you're a Houston native. You still live here. You were here for what, 6-7 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Those pictures, I can't tell you how many houses I've been in that look exactly like that.
Kick return, Pollard, who's so explosive. Pollard, the kicker, trying to stop him, and he cannot. Pollard down the sideline, still going. Touchdown, Memphis.
The drive by the Cougars put the pressure right back on the plate of the Memphis Tigers. And how do you respond? Well, that's as quick as you can do it. Special teams, the fastest way to change a game. Tony Pollard does exactly that for the Memphis Tigers.
.93 yards, and a couple guys had a chance at the end. That is his 3rd touchdown return of this season, the 5th of his career, and all the positive stuff we were saying about Houston and responding, and now Memphis right back within 10.
Remember that squib kick at the first of the
yes.
end of the first half?
That's why.
That's why, right there.
It's a good point.
That's exactly why.
I was a little confused about why give them field position. That is why.
A couple of nice blocks, but at the end of this, you just got to have some willpower. Right there, a nice block, and then it's Tony Pollard breaking tackle, stepping out. The move he's going to put on the kicker right here to step right out of a tackle. Then it's a foot race. One more tackle you're going to break. That's strength, determination, all of it coupled into one.
He is something else in the return game. And for now, maybe a little quieter here. Look, you got to give credit to the blocking. You pointed out a couple good blocks, but some guys just have a knack.
I played with a guy, James Dixon, at this very university, who just had a knack for returning kicks. And you've got to have some courage to just throw your body in there and run through holes full speed, knowing that guys are coming down and covering and looking to waylay on you.
King in motion, handoff, huge hole. To the 35, to the 40. Burton to midfield, staying in bounds and on his feet, still going.
Excellent misdirection to send the defense thinking one way, and then they bring Burton out the back door. Nobody there.
Maybe the only downside to a kick return for a touchdown. Remember, the defense was on the field for Memphis that whole long, almost 15-play drive, and now they're right back on the field.
Excellent point.
And that first down play, they looked tired. That was 40 yards from Dylan Burton. Burton will pitch it to King. Instead of throwing, he's going to run. He's good at that, too. De'Aaron King up in the air.
And now it's forcing the defense to play sideline to sideline. The last two plays, get them flowing one way, misdirection the next. Same thing with that play. You're trying to gas them even more.
Just over 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Toward the end zone. It is knocked away, incomplete. Tito Wyndham, good defense.
Nice job of playing the football. Got his eyes around, or his head around, eyed the football. You see here, still feeling where Dunbar was, and then the nice job at the end of it to knock it away.
It's a very good job at the end of the play. Maybe got away with a little fistful of jersey for a while.
It's pretty good technique, though.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, you can't call every bit of that kind of contact. Postma throws short. Bonner with the catch goes down well short of
Another
first down.
flag.
There is another flag.
Personal foul. Chop block. Offense number 2 and 74. 15-yard penalty. Third down.
Yeah, if that's a different penalty, maybe Memphis declines. It's going to be 4th and 10, but 15 yards of personal foul.
Got to take it.
You got to take it.
Got to take it because one, it makes it harder on third down to convert, and then it puts you on the brink of field goal range. It takes you out of it basically. You'll see Catalan and Josh Jones working. Didn't really get accomplished what they were trying to do. Catalan actually missed.
So that's the double thud. You tried to do something illegal and didn't even execute. Still got called for it. Memphis has only committed one penalty in this game. That one all the way back to the 45. It's 3rd and 30. Postma pressured, gonna run. And Postma makes one man miss out into the open. Kyle Postma will stay on his feet. Finally goes down inside the 20, but only a couple of yards maybe short. What an effort by Postma. And they're going for it. He empties the backfield. Postma looking left, now middle, caught, first down and more. Inside the 10, down to the 5, 1st and goal.
Well, I don't know that there's a better player in college football that understands open areas of the field.
Postma. This time Catalan does get it. Still on his feet. Catalan so tough to bring down.
All right, go right back to the same play. And then give it to him again. If you have to give it to him 3 or 4 times.
They send a man in motion, and after all that, touchdown Catalan. His 3rd of the game, and how big was that? It was 3rd and 30 back at the 45. And Kyle Postma with the scramble to set up the 4th down to go for it, and a few plays later into the end zone.
Played for a coach in high school, Doug Ferris, who, if you can't stop it, we're not going to stop running it. So why change up what you do down here? Stick with Duke Catalan. He's a grinder, tough runner inside. The results paid off.
Extra point is up, and it's good. How about the action we've had since the last time we went to break? There has been a lot of action since then. This could end up being the only night of the year where all 4 professional sports have a game at the same time on the same night, and we have a major college football game as well.
Some awesome stuff there.
They love the water bottles on the sideline. Now they've seen enough of the kick return game, so they pooch it and give Memphis some good field position. Memphis finally has the ball on offense. It's been a while. Riley Ferguson down the sideline. Miller's wide open. He catches it. Make sure he gets his feet in bounds, and it's a big gain for Memphis through the air.
And he had to make sure that he stayed in bounds, which causes momentum to take him out of bounds. But tell you what, the pump fake by Riley Ferguson, Memphis right back in business.
That defense better get rested in a hurry. Ferguson across the middle to the tight end inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal. Joey Magnifico, who's got one of the best names in college football.
Boy, 6 of 7 for 81 yards is Riley Ferguson for the second half. And you talk about coming out of the locker room on fire. He has totally changed the way he played in the first half.
If I were Memphis, like, you got to score. You're down 31-14, but that break between the 3rd and 4th quarter, your defense may need that. They're going to hand the ball off on 1st and goal. And what a cut. Touchdown Tigers.
What a drive.
That didn't take long, did it?
Not at all. A couple of big pass plays by Riley Ferguson, and then Patrick Taylor capping off a quick drive. That's what happens when you pay respect to Tony Pollard and pooch it up in the air. You're going to give Memphis a short field, and 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
Get that oxygen going on the sideline for the Memphis D.
Right back in the game.
That was the blink of an eye. 3 plays, 1 minute. Extra point good. I mean, if you're Memphis, you can't complain about that. You need the points. But those folding chairs have not been used all that much. Those guys have been on the field. They better be ready to go with this quick straight offense. The 5th combined touchdown of the 3rd quarter, 31-21. We still got a long way to go. Let's send it down quickly to Laura Rutledge.
Dave, you talked about this Memphis defense being exhausted, getting oxygen on the sidelines, doing everything they can to take deep breaths. Coaches even telling them take deep breaths. And obviously the defensive coaches are talking to him, but guys, even offensive coaches coming over, including Coach Norvell, trying to encourage this Memphis defense to come up with something in this 4th quarter.
They need a stop and a rest. Memphis coaches saying get down.
Or spending a timeout, which they've already taken 1 in the second half of this ball game. So
yeah, and again, not to say that he wasn't tired, didn't need to come out of the game. It did work momentarily, although Houston ended up scoring. But
I always say it's not speeding until you get pulled over. So you do it.
You say that. Not me.
There are not any.
Oh no.
Hardly any HPD officers listening to that.
The CHP is listening by chance. Not me. Well, it was 17-0 at halftime. We figured we were going to see some offense, and we did. 35 total points in the 3rd quarter on special teams with the dynamic return from Tony Pollard. Riley Ferguson and company got it going, but Duke Catalan in the end zone 3 different times tonight. On to the 4th quarter, 10-point game. Houston 25th ranked Memphis 5-1 with impressive wins on the resume. Houston trying to bounce back from a very tough loss. And so far so good, but 15 minutes of football still to go. On 2nd down, a little swing pass, and that was read well by the Memphis defense. Maybe the Tigers just needed a couple minutes to catch their breath.
Yeah, Jonathan Cook, junior college transfer from Garden City Community College, read it well.
That kid TJ Carter was in the middle of it as well. He can really play. You can see why the coaches were so high on number 2 for Memphis. Number 3 for Houston, Kyle Postma, on 3rd and 10. And possession lopsided in favor of Houston, and that has become a big story. Postma in the pocket, throws deep. It is caught. Courtney Lark for the big gain inside the 40.
I really like his playmaking ability, and watch him over the shoulder, this baby. Nice concentration, the eyes looking it in. Well played.
I always think on those, put a helmet on and try to do that.
That's tough.
It's hard to see the ball. 38 yards for Courtney Lark on 3rd and 10. The 3rd and long situations for Houston. Remember, they had 3rd and 30 and got 28. Now they swing it out right side. King with a blocker in front, and he got wrestled out of bounds. Houston fans wanted some sort of horse collar or illegal tackle.
I love the placement of that ball to Derek King. Right out in front where he doesn't break stride, and he can get right up the field and pick up the first down.
And Kyle Postma was playing well tonight. Did not play very well last week and was probably on a short leash in this game. Somebody's shoe came off on a short first down run.
Boy, this is a good coaching point.
Christian Johnson's got to get out of the game and get the shoe on.
Well, Houston substitutes, so Memphis can do it as well, but so that slows things down. That last pass by Postma to Derek King, that is excellent placement of the football.
2nd and 10 in field goal range, but sort of borderline pressure, and he doesn't see it. The ball's out. The ball's out, and Memphis has it. Wyndham from the corner with the blitz, picked up by John Tate. The turnover gives the ball back to the Tigers. He never saw that pressure.
Never saw him coming. He pump fakes. And you'll see Wyndham take it right off of his hand, right there. But he had Lionel Bonner wide open in the middle of the field. You'll see him come right into the middle, right there. Wide open. He's got to believe your eyes. Get the ball out quickly. Once you pump fake, you reset, and the ball has to come off your hands.
What a huge play that is. Memphis gets it back, down only 10. They were looking down and out just a few minutes ago. Ferguson, play fake, and the running back picked up the pressure. Ferguson threw it to Miller, who dropped it. That's his 2nd drop of the game.
Boy, that's about as many as maybe he's had all season long. He was looking to run and turn up the field. The body language told you that, but a rough game for Anthony Miller. He's had some great catches, but he's had some that he'd like to forget about.
Yeah, he also had the fumble, remember, early that set up the first score for Houston. Play fake, pressure comes. Ferguson stepping up. He's got a man open, and it is juggled and caught by Pollard. Not the most beautiful throw from Riley Ferguson, and Pollard had to wrestle with that one.
Sometimes you just have to depend on guys to bail you out and make plays for you, and he's scrambling around. It's not going to look pretty.
Yeah.
So you just want to get it to him some way, somehow.
1st and 10, Memphis. Just down 10 points. Houston sends more pressure, but it was picked up. Now contact. Will there be a flag? Yes. That was an easy call. In fact, not just 1, not 2, but 3.
Pass interference. Defense number 18. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
When the ball looks like it's thrown a little bit short for Miller, so that gives you a chance. If you could just get your head around and locate the football, maybe you avoid that penalty. That's tough. The pump fakes really sold it and got Miller the freedom for Riley Ferguson. What a drive here by Memphis after the turnover.
Shut out in the first half for the first time in 5+ years. Offense has come to life. To the corner. Taylor's having a nice game. He dove forward, and I think he got the first down. He did. It'll be 1st and goal.
Some good backs here.
He's like, what, 3rd, 4th in line?
Yep.
He can play.
He's 3rd in line out of Atascocita High School. That's in Houston as well.
Well, now it's 1st and goal, Memphis, with the fullback and a big boy in there at fullback. Under center for a rare time. Touchdown. What a turnaround. We're an extra point away from this being a 3-point game with a long way to go.
We got a ball game.
Big time. High snap, good hold, extra point, good. 3-point lead for Houston. Wow. And plus add on the penalty, 1st and goal. It took them how many plays? 1 to get in. 3-point lead for Houston. Couldn't be easier.
Got to go to the store. Hey, go to the app. You don't want to miss the finish of this one.
That's right. You can do all your weekend stuff, Thursday night stuff. Watch the game too. Kickoff deep. What a game we have here. But it looked like this was going to be a Houston blowout. Not that anymore. Not even close. 3-point lead for the Cougars. Postma on the move, throws on the run. What a catch and what a throw. Liddell Bonner again.
Easy catches, everything thrown in his area. I mean, it's like glue once it just gets near it.
I can tell you would have liked to have played with him. He catches this one. Nice move, broke a tackle, another first down.
Any guy that makes it look easy, that catches the football with that type of consistency, and then they reward him and go right back to him.
He was a guy who played football here in this city. High school football, had no offers, no Division I offers.
Amazing.
Walked on here. That throw is caught. This time his teammate Dunbar, and then it gets out of his hands, incomplete. He had it and it was knocked away, incomplete.
Tito Wyndham, who caused the fumble that got Memphis the ball back, and he went down and rewarded him with the 3-point, getting us to a 3-point game. So Memphis looking to get off the field here.
2nd and 10 from about the 46-yard line. Postma fake handoff, gets it to King. King cuts it upfield, first down and more. Back inside, De'Aaron King, who had a lot of offers out of high school, was a tremendous high school quarterback.
Boy, I tell you what, he is an explosive player. 7 receptions already in the ball game for De'Aaron King.
They made it a point, get him the ball. They have. Handoff. Catalan just wrestled to the ground here by Avery.
Thing about that with a shoulder, it's whether you can manage the pain or not. Every time you're getting touched, because every play, you're either blocking, getting the football, running a route, getting bumped around.
But 7 is a lot different than 3.
No doubt. I mean, it puts the pressure squarely on the shoulders of the Memphis Tigers to get a quick score and then a stop. But when you kick the field goal, now they're playing for the lead.
12th play of the drive coming up here. Burden the tailback, and a bad snap. Postma secures to make sure he avoids a potential turnover and makes something happen. At least it's not a big loss.
Major Applewhite was hard skipped a beat there for a minute. Not going to show it to you, but inside that stomach is just churning after that snap.
Obviously the head coach very much involved in the offense. He was the offensive coordinator here. 3rd and goal from about the 8-yard line. Postma, end zone, touchdown. Dunbar, he's finally got one.
All right, big catch by Dunbar. They go right at the true freshman and TJ Carter. Haven't shied away from him. He's made some big plays, but Dunbar, with a size advantage of 6'3" against 5'11", created some separation even on the back shoulder. Fade stop is what we called it when I was here.
You threw a lot of those. Well,
there were a few of those, especially down in the red zone.
Extra point good. The Memphis defense just has not been able to stop the Houston offense. Riley Ferguson knows he's getting the ball back, but they're going to have to go efficiently and quickly. He has played so well, Kyle Postma, tonight. 4th touchdown drive of 10 or more plays. They have dominated time of possession. The numbers probably even undersell, I think, some of the plays that he's made. Still has not had a touchdown pass in this one. He came in 3rd in all of college football with 19 touchdown throws on the season. And you wonder whether Houston's going to be willing to kick it to that guy. Pollard already has a kick return for a touchdown, and they don't kick it to him. Kind of a high, shorter kick. Across the 20. That's much better covered by Houston. Let's go down to Laura Rutledge.
Well, Dave, you mentioned this one not being over. Major Applewhite very much aware of that, talking to his Houston defense and saying, hey, guys, this is what we talked about. You couldn't let them back in this game. And he said, now that we absolutely have to finish. Also, defensive line coach A.J. Blum going to Ed Oliver, hey, we're going to need you the rest of this one, so get ready.
That's a good point, Laura. He's got to take over. This is where everyone, and especially the other 10 guys on the defense, they're looking for a spark from number 10.
So much for the snap limit for Ed Oliver. Ferguson throws, got hit as he threw the ball. Threw it basically to nobody. Now Mike Norvell arguing there was contact. Second down.
It just looked like maybe a route breakdown as well. Not sure that a receiver, he was thinking corner route and he stayed up the seam.
The clock is definitely the enemy of Memphis. They need score. They need 2 of them, whether it's a touchdown, a field goal, a couple touchdowns, but they need to do it quickly.
Not at the rate in which they scored a couple of these touchdowns in the second half. You know, they get on a roll, then it's their defense, but they've got to take care of business right here.
That is true. Last time they had it 3 plays, they were in a minute. Pressure. Ferguson got away. Now throws into traffic. What a delivery. Complete to Pollard, short of a first down. Clock continues to roll.
Well, this is a good football player. Tony Pollard is a good football player. That's the highest compliment you can pay a guy, because he plays so many spots. He can line up at running back, slot receiver. They do a lot of things with him.
A 3rd and 1. That throw to Pollard, and he hurdles over the defender. First down, Memphis. He gets out of bounds. That'll stop the clock momentarily.
It shows you the arm strength of Riley Ferguson. 3rd down and 1, and you're going to swing it out across the
all the way over there,
across the field to Pollard to pick up the first down. That's showing some confidence in your quarterback's arm.
He's got 8 catches, Tony Pollard does. 1st and 10. Play fake. Throw deep. Miller is there. Miller adjusts to the ball and makes the catch in between 2 defenders. Penalty flag comes in late. I think that was a face mask at the end of the play, and it's going to be 1st and goal, Memphis.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 23. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
And just to follow up on that time issue, and we'll watch and see if we can see at the end of the play the penalty. I think it was pretty obvious.
Yeah, right at the end. You see it right there. It's clear.
Right there.
Right there. Terrell Williams,
who's been a good player for Houston.
No doubt. He is an excellent player.
But just the point about the clock, I like the way Memphis did it. It's 3rd and 1. Don't rush and run a play you don't want to. That's the time to take a little extra time. Make sure you get it. Then you get the big play downfield. You can go quicker.
Get away from the tempo. Make sure we have the right play call. Everybody's on the same page, because it's such a big play in the football game. They get it right.
Under center pitch, and with blockers in front, touchdown Patrick Taylor. 5:14 still to go with the extra point coming. Trying to cut it back down to a field goal lead. His 4th touchdown run. He's only got 43 yards, but he's been in the end zone 4 times.
I think both defenses right now are gassed for different reasons. Memphis, because of time of possession, they're out there a long time, and it's been big plays for the Cougars, having to go down the field, run back. Then Memphis is showing tempo. You got to get down, get set. They're equally as tired.
Memphis had how many points at halftime? 0. They have 35 in the second half, and they're only down by 3. Anthony Miller with the big play in the pass game to set up the touchdown run. 4th of the night for Patrick Taylor, the sophomore. It's a 3-point lead for Houston. We've said all game long, it hasn't been the best night for the Memphis offense. They've been out of sync. They've been out of sorts. They have 35 in the second half and 430 yards. And Anthony Miller in some ways kind of a forgettable game for him. He's got 9 catches for 168. So,
few drops to go with it, but uncharacteristic drops.
and this series, which these last few years has so often seen games go right down to the wire, this feels like another one. Kick return across the 25 for Houston. First down, Houston. They hand the ball off. Dylan Burden, who's had a big game, gets 9 on first down. He's over 100 for the game.
Well, this defense so worn down. They're just reaching right now, hoping to tackle. Not wrapping up, just reaching, and Burden is so strong. Is running right through a bunch of arm tackles.
How about Houston? You think of Andre Ware in the pass game and Greg Ward the last few years, and they have run the ball 51 times tonight.
Balance in there by Major Applewhite, no doubt.
Clock, definitely the ally of Houston. They want to use some clock. Hand off, Burden will go down. And he was stopped short.
It fell awkwardly.
Ouch. So he's going to go to the locker room. I'm sure they'll take an x-ray. Major Applewhite checking in with him. I think that you see the C on the front of the jersey there. One of the leaders of this team. Everybody likes that kid around here. Houston's going to have to finish this game without him.
And a big third down here.
Huge.
In terms of where the ball is located, they've got to convert.
Now you can let some time tick off the clock. King. Catalan hit, tries to spin ahead. I don't think he got it.
I think he's going to be short as well, Dave.
And at this part of the field, I don't know. This is a tough decision for a first-year head coach. It's 4th down.
Yeah, because if you go for it and you don't make it, you're essentially giving points to Memphis the way they've been going about their business.
Pop Williams back inside the 15. Dane Roy will try to pin Memphis's offense deep. The question is, will that even matter? That was a weird snap.
Good punt.
Booms a punt. And Pop takes it at the goal line. Makes that first man miss with a block. Cuts it to the middle and gets back to the 20. Now there is a penalty flag down. Such a big 3 minutes plus in this American Conference. Remember, Memphis has already beaten Navy, so they would have wins against the top 2 other teams in their division in the American. Houston, meanwhile, trying to go to 3-1. They would control their own destiny to win the championship. Maybe go to one of those big bowl games at the end of the year. A lot at stake. With 3+ to go, Memphis down 3, gets the ball back. Immediately pressured. Ferguson will try to square the shoulders and fling it out of bounds to save some big-time lost yardage.
You got instant pressure from Nick Thurman, who's very versatile. He can play up and down the defensive line, all 3 spots, and they use him as such. But he came free on Nick Ferguson on that little short roll. Never allowed him to square his shoulders up.
9 drives first half, 0 points.
And that's what you need. If you're Major Applewhite, you're preaching that. Now they're off schedule. 2nd down and 10 here.
They have not stopped Memphis since halftime. Trying to do it here with the game on the line. Ferguson steps up across the middle. What a delivery, caught for a first down outside the 40. That's Pollard again.
And part of it is being able to handle the pressure. And Nick Ferguson steps up, avoids the pressure because they're bringing a lot of blitzes.
They're going to bring some pressure again. Picked up nicely. That throw along the sideline. What a catch. Anthony Miller specializes in that.
That's a second beauty that he's had in this ball game. Another one similar. Look at that. Hands spotted, balls down, or leg is down inbound, both feet. It's good work.
Clock will move again. Memphis, I don't think they're very worried about that. 10 catches, 179 yards for Anthony Miller. 2:30 to go. Ferguson chased again. This time gets away and throws it toward the sideline. Almost intercepted. Well, he did a couple things very well in that sequence, then almost made a huge mistake.
Hey, wheeling around. I don't know how he avoided the sack.
I don't either.
The instant pressure that's coming. Austin Robinson was the player that got there first. How he got away from him, I have no idea.
This series, the last 2 years, these games, these matchups have basically come down to the final play. And we got another one of those games here tonight. Riley Ferguson in the pocket, throws short. That's caught by Taylor. Taylor to the sideline and pushed out of bounds.
You know what I like about Taylor? There's no hesitation. He's not trying to juke anybody or set them up. It's catch the ball, get downhill, hit as much as you can, and then protect yourself. Go ahead and get out of bounds. I've got enough. Let me step out of bounds and come back and fight on third down. Not take all that time and then come up with a 2-3 yard gain.
And it is a field goal game, but we're at the part of the field where I don't think I think you got to think of this as 4-down territory. Maybe one more first down, and then the field goal comes into play.
And Miller and Pollard have come up big.
Play clock is down to 1, and they just get it snapped, just barely. Ferguson complete. What a throw and catch down to the 21-yard line, first down. That's DeMonte Coxie. That's
when you're feeling it as a quarterback, squeezing it in to a tight window. 3 Cougar defenders around the receiver, and he just squeezes one in.
And now you're at minimum in position to tie it toward the end zone. Incomplete. Trying to hit his tight end, Joey Magnifico. Everybody can take a deep breath for a second. It's second down.
Magnifico, I don't know that he's been targeted all night. And so you get down here, everybody is asleep thinking wide receivers, and they try to go to the tight end.
It's been a long time since Memphis has had a comeback like this would be if they could finish it off.
They're in field goal range now at the least.
Second down. Ferguson across the middle, caught, touchdown. Sean Dykes, the kid from Houston, silences his hometown crowd, and for the first time tonight, Memphis has the lead.
Well, he is from a family of tremendous football players. His dad played at Oklahoma. His uncle, Hart Lee Dykes, played at Oklahoma State. Billy Dykes, the dad, was a pretty good tight end in his own right.
What a drive from Ferguson. A huge extra point is up and good. That takes it to a 4-point lead. Houston's going to need a touchdown with 1:28 to go. Memphis was shut out in the first half. Shut out 0. And they lead 42-38. Wow. And Memphis has a lead for the first time. What a comeback. Now can the defense finish it off? A short kick. Wow. Now that's interesting. And I think that was a fair catch, I thought. Whether that or a knee down. Now a Memphis player is down. They blew the play dead.
Ruling on the field is that number 4 gave an invalid fair catch signal. Therefore, the ball was dead when caught by another player. First down, Houston.
So number 4 made the signal, even though number 4 didn't catch it. That's unusual. Minute 25, all 3 timeouts. That should be plenty of time. Wide spread formation, 5 receivers. Postma goes short. It's caught, the open field tackle after a gain of about 3.
Remember, they've got all 3 timeouts, so there's really no hurry.
But you have to get in the end zone. It's a 4-point deficit. So that does become a factor. Second down. Postma pressured, steps up. Broke a tackle. First down to midfield. Finally goes down into Memphis territory. Now the ball came out, and they did not blow the play dead. And they're signaling fumble and turnover. TJ Carter stripped it away. Memphis is celebrating. Now I'm sure this is a play that is going to get looked at. Postma convinced he was down. I never heard the whistle. They did not blow it down. This one we should have it started to move.
It's definitely a fumble.
T.J. Carter, the true freshman.
I mean, sometimes you got to know when the fight's over and go ahead and bow down and protect the football. 2 hands on it. Carter had already engaged in the strip when it starts to come loose.
Yep. And then Jonathan Cook was there for the recovery. That is clearly a fumble. And I know they're upset, but if they saw the replay that we saw, it was clearly a good call. A first down would probably end it. Handoff straight ahead. Houston stops and gets the quick timeout.
And right away, Major Applewhite, only 4 seconds.
Second down, Houston still with 2 timeouts. They've got to stop them, and they can get the ball back with some time if they can stop them, and they will in the backfield. The tackle for the huge loss. Well, that was not well executed by Memphis. Ed Oliver with a nice play. Timeout.
2 plays, 8 seconds have been used.
And going backwards. Now Houston has to get a stop here. Memphis will be conservative, keep the ball on the ground. And not only did Houston get a stop, timeout, 47 seconds to go, but Memphis went backwards. I mean, this is not guaranteed that they're going to pin Houston so deep that it's going to be a tremendously long field.
Anything happens in a football game. You can't take anything for granted. A punt block changes this entire football game with, you know, probably somewhere around 40 seconds if there's a recovery.
Houston is going to bring some huge pressure here. And for Memphis, the idea is just get it off. The pressure comes. They do get it off. At a fair catch right around the 29, and only a few seconds ticked off the clock. 42 seconds left with clock stopping on first down is a long time. Postma and the offense back on the field. Rolling right. That throw. Bonner. Catch. Out of bounds very quickly. That's exactly what Houston needs.
It scared me initially with Postma rolling, and that extends the play. But then the big completion and getting out of bounds. Now the clock stops.
36 seconds to go. No timeouts for Houston nearing midfield. Postma. Looking left, still looking left, will throw left. That is incomplete. It hit the turf.
No harm, no foul, because it is incomplete. Actually, it would have been a little worse had he caught it and then they moved the chains and then wind the clock. So that's like clocking the football on a second down, still enough downs to get it done.
Definitely bounced. 31 seconds to go. 4-point lead for Memphis. They were down big. They were shut out at halftime. Postma throws that one. Not a good pass, intercepted. And who else? T.J. Carter. And that will end it. The true freshman becoming a star for Memphis. And every Cougar feels like that.
This looked like a miscommunication among the receivers. Postma was seeing one thing, the receivers run another. And the ball goes right in the middle of jersey number 2, who has played a solid game for a true freshman.
The forced fumble on the second to last drive that made a desperation time for Houston. That interception. He's made 14 tackles, and Mike Norvell and the Tigers have themselves a heck of a win.
What a comeback. Not scoring a point in the first half of this ball game and then lighting it up in the second half to the tune of 42 points. It's a good football team, and they're well coached.
What a win, and what a tough loss for Major Applewhite in Houston. Memphis comes from behind, and Mike Norvell earned that one. 42-38, the final score. Andre, great to have you. I hope you enjoyed being back home.
Loved it, loved it.
Andre Ware with us, along with Laura Rutledge. Dave Fleming saying so long. This has been a presentation of Thursday Night College Football on ESPN. Sports Center coming up in 15 seconds.